Hey, it's MK. I thought that I would come back on with another baby layout for my baby series. And this one is going to be all about sleeping through the night. I know that that's a big milestone for the parents more than it is the babies. But what I have here is the templates for the mom to cut down her photos so that way she doesn't have to pull out a ruler or figure it out. I always include the templates for her so that way there's no guessing games or anything. And then normally I have a stamp, but I can't find it. Go me. But I usually have a stamp that says photo template. And then that way they know that this does not stay in the album. It is for when they put the photos in. And I can't remember if I've told you guys that in any of the other videos. But basically all it is just papers that I know I'll never use, and they're white on the other side, and they're really super like copy paper thin, so they don't add any bulk to the photos, and they're not a big deal if they rip because they're going to be underneath the photo. So basically what I have already done is I've already decided what I am going to be, like what my photos are going to be. So on the girl side it's going to be 4x4. On the boy side it's going to be 4x6. And then I'm not sure if I've mentioned this in any of the, sorry for the crinkling, in any of the other videos either, but in between each page will be a pocket page. And these are all design A, I believe. Again, I'm not really sure if I had said that anywhere in between any of these videos or the series or anything like that. So I have a bunch of stars that I cut out on my Cricut, and then some of them I put, so these ones were white cardstock, if you guys can see, I'm not sure, a little bit, but what I did was I took my Heidi Shine that is in butter, wait a minute, it is Heidi Swap Color Shine. Sorry, I need to quit saying Adele's little word of Heidi Shine. It's Heidi Swap Color Shine. And it's in butter, and I took it and I made the stars sparkly. So instead of taking yellow cardstock and then spraying them yellow, I just did white. And then I did stars that are in pink and blue. And what I plan on doing is creating my own garland that is going to go across the bottom of this page. I've pulled out my papers, I've scallop punched my borders. These were little paper strips from, I believe, this collection. Actually, I think I'm using all the same collection. Yes, I am. So this border strip, this stitched stripe, and then these stars are all, I believe it's called the Twinkle collection by Stamp It Up. And then I have some Chamel ones over here. I can't remember the collection names. Anyways, but I loved this because it has a unicorn and a dragon. So a boy and a girl. I absolutely love that. And then this is for the journaling. So I planned on taking a gray pen and underlining so they can have journaling spots. And I thought that it blended in so well on this paper. I mean, it's almost like it was made to go there, but I'm not sure if I want to outline it in black like I did over here. I don't know yet, but I do have this little cute sticker sheet as well, and it has 3 dragons and 3 unicorns and then a couple of the same colored stars that are in this paper, and these stars over here in these 2 papers are white. So I'm not really sure exactly what, but I loved that I still had this. In fact, I had them together, so I must have pre-thought that out or put them somehow. I created this on my Cricut. I created all of these little stars also on my Cricut. I've already put this together. That's why I brought in a little bit of the black, is because it was in the title. If I would have thought about using gray, I definitely would have done that instead. It's a little softer than the impactful black is. I do need to cut off this little strip. In fact, I think it's perforated, but I don't want that perforated edge that you get, so I will be cutting that off. this is basically how the layout is going to look.
All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is chop off that little bit of the, I don't know, the Schmel paper, and then I am going to go and ink all of the edges. I'm not going to make you guys watch all that. I apologize. Now I'm going to glue everything together. I did leave this part in, however, because I wanted to show you guys that not only did I cut out the 4 inches from the stitched blueprint, but I'm also cutting out the 4 inches from that little border strips that I cut as well, only so I could use them in the pocket pages. And now I'm going to just glue everything together on this page. The other side is already glued together. I just didn't think you guys really enjoy watching the whole gluing process. It's all the same, honestly. So I'm trying to cut it out as much as possible, unless, of course, it doesn't work. So I ran out of ATG. Here it is. I'm just putting it in. I don't know why I left this in. I guess I needed to. So... and my photo mat, I am just having it butt right up next to it. And I've brought both layouts back together. I have not glued anything down, but I did apply some foam tape behind some of the stars. I want some of them popped up and some of them to be glued down. So basically what I'm doing is I'm popping them up first, and then I'm going to take my fine tip pen and glue them all down next. So that way they kind of... are stuck down instead of just on the foam. Excuse me. And then I'm going to just scatter a bunch up in this little corner up here. And they're just paper stars that I either punched out or I had my Cricut cut out. So that is the right page. And then I'm going to pop up the title as well. Now I do several titles for each layout when it comes to the pocket pages, only because I don't want it to look weird that the title's only on one side and then you flip the pocket over, and if you aren't familiar with a scrapbook, then the title doesn't seem to be there, or it doesn't seem to make sense. So again, I'm just using my fine tip glue to glue those little stars down. I did the exact same thing on this one. Is I added foam tape already to the back of the star garland. Now I'm just kind of manipulating it to how I want it to go before I start peeling the foam off and then finally getting it in place. It does take a little bit, but I get her done. The glue that I'm using is just the leftover tacky glue. I believe it makes it all the way through this project before finally being gone. I thought I was going to have this glue forever. It lasted a very long time. I do like the fine tip of it. I've never had a problem of over seepage, I guess is the word. I'm not really sure. And I love how quick dry it really truly is. Honestly, as soon as I put it to the paper, it like suction cups down and it is there for life. So I'm not really sure. I do love the Nouveau as well, but I'm still kind of on the fence about the tip, and I don't like it. So what I'm doing now is I am poking a hole in the layout to put the string all the way through the layout. And what that little tool is that is laying on my photo mats right now is it's like what's it called? It's a threader, but it's for fly fishing. It's not for sewing and things like that. I wanted something that had like a long reach rather than those flimsy ones that I get at the sewing stores. And I'm just applying my little photo templates. I'm putting just a hair of glue in the center of them just so they stick in place. And I think that really helps show where those photos are really truly supposed to be going. I really, really like that. For this page, because the garland isn't just in the middle of the page like the other side was, I just wrapped it around the ends and put washi tape down to hold it. I did put glue behind the washi tape, by the way, for the strings. And these are those cute little dinosaurs. I wish they weren't shiny, but now I'm kind of glad they are, because in the end photos, they do kind of stand out a little bit more. So I am kind of glad about that. This one here, I am taking, what's it called? Like the baby powder, and taking the sticky off so I can pop him up. And now I'm just applying some more of those stars that are kind of a greeny blue, so that way they can match the paper on the other side. So I like how that comes brings it all together. Now it comes together. So I'm doing the same for this one little guy. And she kind of finishes off, that unicorn kind of sort of finishes off the garland, which I thought was, again, absolutely perfect. Love it. So just trying to figure out where to put the last one, the last little unicorn. And I am super stoked about how this layout came together. I really am. It's so super fast. I cannot praise my Cricut enough for doing all of this work for me. So we are going to do the pocket pages now. I do have some actual little pocket page cards. I took 2 4x6s. I'm gluing them back to back so that way they kind of don't shift in the pocket. I've done that to all of my layouts, and I absolutely love the results. I really, really do. The other 4x6 card I cut in half, so that way I had 2 3x4 cards. That's the one with the moon and the stars, and then the other one, they're kind of like a little greenie. I did that only so that way it kind of brings in that one teeny tiny little strip that I brought on both pages. And I think that there's some of that green will be on the other side as well, but I can't remember now. I don't remember. So now I'm just going through all of my leftover stars. I did have a bunch. I wasn't sure how many stars I was really going to need for the garland, so I cut out a bunch. I definitely do not, when I'm in the middle of a project like this, I don't want to have to come out and recut something. I do end up, I'm not saying it's perfect every single time or I get it right the very first time. No, that never happens. But I try my hardest to put everything, all the images that I might possibly want, and then some, all, cut out all at once. And then that way I very rarely have to go back. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So I am just putting this card together. I'm gluing it directly onto the pink page, which is on the other side. But this one is going to kind of bring in all of the elements because I'm using the stitched. I used the blue stars. I used the green. It's going to bring in that other page and make it a little complete. I also had these little stickers or thickers or whatever they're called. And I thought it would be kind of cute to have it use the words night night. I really thought that that it would go pretty good and fill in this gap for this card. Sorry, I was watching myself fiddle fart with these letters. But the thing is that I really wanted to use the night night on the pink side because she doesn't get a title. Isn't that weird? And I ended up putting it on the other side anyways. But that's okay. It does end up looking good. I really like it. So I'm just adding a little bit more stars around the dream card. And she got another 4x6 card cut in half as well. That's the little clouds right there. And then I brought in another card that said twinkle, and it had a bunch of stars like dispersed out from the word twinkle. And then I just added a few more. Just trying to make the pages kind of match, coincide with each other. But as of that, that's about it. I just glue some more stars down. The clouds are light enough that if she wants to journal over them, she can. And then, of course, the white spots are to represent where a picture is supposed to go. So, and that's it. We are done. I'm going to clean up here really quick. And I was just marking my sketchbook that this layout was complete. I keep a record in my sketchbook of what layouts I use in baby albums. I know I'm a big fat cheater, but here are the close-ups. I hope you guys enjoyed this process. This happens to be one of my favorite layouts that I put together, and it was so fast. I can't tell you how easy those garlands are to make. I really do actually enjoy making them. I don't know why I don't do them more often, but I don't. But here are the 2 pages side by side with the pocket page. It is a little hard to photograph the pocket page because if you take the cards out of it, it's kind of hard to imagine what they look like in it. Excuse me. But that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed and come back later for the next one. Thanks.